Hello, my monstrosities. Hello once again. Today I bring to you my thoughts on Valorant patch 11.08 after having played on it. So, I'm a returning player. I've always hated ranked. I genuinely don't know how many ranked games I've actually played, right? So, let's get that out the way. Um, Used to really keep up with the esport, but I'm an adult, so life happens. Now, after coming back to it just to see what was going on with the game, came back for Vito, and I have a longer version of this for like 49, 50 minutes or something like that, where I actually talk about everything in depth. But I'm going to try to quickly go through each section and then like recap my thoughts. I'm not going to go over it because we all know what's in the patch so far, but just want to share my thoughts as a returning player to this. First off, before we get into any bulk of it, my first thing is that they missed the mark on what people meant by hating utility spam. And the meme has always been in Project A, gameplay, gunplay matters, and people meme on that. They say that when they're fucking dying to abilities, not when they're getting smoked off and getting stunned and shit like that. No, it's I got raised nated, then I got mollied, then I got aftershocked, then I, then I got shock darted. That's what the utility spam has always been the annoying part of it. Abilities that fucking kill. Taking an ability that people said is cosmetic for the longest time, i.e., breach stun, and making it worse makes no sense. People have asked you to buff that ability forever, and making it worse makes no sense. So, now let's get into overall sections to go to the specific things that I might like and dislike, because there are some things that I do like. I'll be honest, okay? First off, general agent updates. Near sight goes up to 7 meters. Never really noticed it since because I'm either playing close with a gun that's going to get the kill close, or I'm too far for the near sight to matter. Except for Raina's Leer, is the only thing that I would go, you just made Reyna better because of the things that happened in this patch with this no distance requirement. If you just see the Leer, that means that I'm just going to have more Reynas running it down. But also, none of the Reynas know how to throw a Leer because you are a Riot game. So people rather just be toxic to each other. That means I hate my teammates and they hate me. And asking for cooperation doesn't happen. The Rain is going to save the Lear when they're the last alive that has waited for the entire team to go before them, and then they'll throw it out at a weird ass spot behind a box or some shit instead of actually putting it forward so that an enemy can see it. Like I I don't know. I don't get it. But concuss again, like I just said, you made the cosmetic thing more cosmetic for what? And stems should have already been unified. It doesn't make sense that Reyna used to just go turbo with it, and then KO didn't. And then especially going through Brim didn't. Like I feel like the entire team should have had that insane buff for Brim's ability. Not even insane. It's just like that should have been nice. Initiators. Boy howdy, here's most of my feelings. Nerfing the support again because you've done this before. I don't remember what patch that was or what year that was. Uh, but nerfing it so that the supports, the ones that you're trying to make it, actually do the tactical part of the tactical FPS that you're trying to push for, doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Especially now, this one, because I'm biased towards KO, as somebody that's been a KO main and still plays KO secondary when I don't know what's going on at the game. 0 point is a big one. I don't think all of these need to be the same minute timer. A scan, yeah, everybody can capitalize on it, maybe, sure, whatever. And you'd go, how is a suppress less impactful than a scan? A scan, you might even wallbang somebody. You're not doing that with the 0 point that doesn't tell you exactly where they are. But the thing with 0 point, making that a minute when there's a minute 40 on the clock, Means that if I want to do it twice, I have to use it in the first 20, right? But even more so, what'll happen is you throw 0 point at the start of the round, you get information that the enemy team is either there or not there. And they either dodged it and are still there, or because they don't necessarily have to shoot the 0 point because of how you throw it and where you throw it. They probably don't have to shoot it, and in fact, most lineups for 0 point are better to be unbreakable. So if four people dodged it by standing back for the first 3 seconds of the game, then they bum rush you. And if you make it out of that situation alive, you don't have it for the retake after they've planted spike. Or, hey, it just went down and you went down. Or you thrown it, find out nobody's there, legitimately. My team on the other side gets completely reamed, and now I don't have it for retake. And the suppression part of KO's like kit is the main fucking driving point of this character, right? So I don't have the main identity of this character to retake the site in any capacity. So the utility spam will still come through, where you just released an agent to help with that as well, but so now I don't have KO to prevent it. Hopefully my Veto's interceptor is not on cooldown either, because that's probably on cooldown. Um, but I have nothing. I have nothing because I'm still waiting for it to come off cooldown, and the bomb is ticking. Don't get it. Sova, same thing as like with Fade. It's like I don't think scans needed to be the ones that come down. Then we come to the duelist, and I have a couple of ones on the duelist. ISO being the main one. Some people are like, no, kill contract 12 meters less doesn't really matter. It matters so much. Yeah, it's an ultimate, but with this ultimate, I needed my ISO already. I was begging my ISO to use it to either get the judge out of hookah, which is fine, can still do, typically, or get the op from fucking long so we can go up long. Making it so that now my ISO is in a much shittier spot to do that in really fucks this up because you've made it so that the ops can't get pushed off nearly as easy because you've nerfed every other bit of utility in the game. Don't get it. Neon, from what I'm hearing from Neon mains, you've killed the character. That one I can't really speak more on. Besides the fact, the concuss really didn't need to come down. The concuss change is so baffling to me. The battery recharge going up to a minute, I don't know. I just feel like this was a bit much for a character that's just like whatever, but at the same time, I don't know how you're going to stop Neon given that you've nerfed all the fucking utility to stop Neon. Don't get it, but hey, here's again a character that can just run it down and then start laser beaming motherfuckers after getting the ult because they're a duelist that they'll get their ult. Um, but now I don't have utility to stop that character from doing that, and instead I'm just going to have to get lasered because you've taken away the things that stop people from doing things. Rain Lear, no distance. Now my rain is just going to run it down even further, and they're still not going to throw Lear in a spot that matters. Empress, they're going to think that they're still him or her, and they're not, and it's just going to be fucking stupid. They're going to think that they're the Empress, and it's just not going to work out. Waylay Saturate, yeah, that needed to come down. Waylay did need to be toned down a bit. The Hinder was a bit much. But you see how we're going down to 6 seconds on things like Hinder, 3 seconds from 4? The cosmetic stun doesn't need to be any shorter than the fucking Hindered. But okay, whatever. Yoru, oh man, as a former Yoru main, not just because of this patch, uh, boy, can I tell you, not being able to do the funny duelist thing when you finally get your ultimate, it's pretty big. Now you're just going back to the days of being a glorified drone, and you don't play a team game. Yeah, in theory, this is a team game, but this is made by Riot, and people suck. So, Hey, Breach, can you stun here? No, fuck you. And then they fucking stun one box that nobody's at. Hey, uh, can somebody molly right here? They're like right here, and then I could catch them out. No, fuck you. I already used my molly. What did you use? Oh, on the teleporter. Why? Why? You don't get that coordination in this game, so Yoru Dimensional Drift needs to go back to what it was. You can kind of keep the other changes, but the Dimensional Drift change is way too fucking much. Because the days of not being able to use anything out of it, pretty annoying. Then raise. One of the things that I said, remember utility spam is the annoying part. The utility spam that can kill you is the annoying part. So you have raise blast packs that can theoretically nade rockets. You don't want to kill the identity of that character, right? But you'll take Yoru kind of out back. You'll kind of take KO 0 Point out back. Blast packs should have been always affected by slows. I kind of don't care about this one. I just feel that if we were touching the utility that mattered, Raze should be one that gets hit because Raze is still going to be one that people just lock in, throw a nade, somebody's going to die. I'm going to be down a teammate immediately because they went, oh, I thought that it was spray paint. Like, what the fuck are we talking about here? And then we come to controllers. Why the fuck are we touching the controllers? Why the hell did we touch the controllers? Especially Astra, who already has the stars as a resource, so making the cooldowns even longer is absurd. And the concuss, weaker. Nobody cared about Nova Pulse before. Damn sure not going to care about it now. Like, I just don't get it. Omen, Dark Cover, Up is whatever. Paranoia is whatever as well. Viper, this is one that people are like, Viper's just going to be turbo now. I think people are really overthinking how much, yeah, you will have the smoke that's a thin wall or an orb. That's true. But now you just run through it. You pop flash through it, you lose 10 health, whatever, right? It's going to be okay. I've already stepped through many Vipers walls and just swung. And it's been okay so far. Not to say that it's been amazing. Like, I'm not going to act like I've just won every duel. It's just like, oh, I just. But now I have, like, no fear of doing so because it's reduced. And I'm not going against pro players. Some of them are Smurfs. And, hey, here's one of the bones that I will throw. Thankfully, I can now report Smurfs, but it's not. They're not Smurfing on Viper. I tell you that much. They're Smurfing on Jed and Reyna. So hey, then we go to the Sentinels. Vice, I understand why. As a former Vice main, I get why. It is kind of weird that Vice had both the wall and the flash to give information. However, making it so that you can destroy the flash, stupid. But not only that, it now goes on cooldown for a minute. So when we've already always complained about Sentinels not being able to retake a site after their fucking duelist goes down, and people just avoiding the Sentinel site, you give us a Sentinel that can help retake the fucking site, and then you take that away? Oh man. Sheer, I've baited out more Shears now. Fine. Razorvine, fine. Steel Garden, here's the thing. Yeah, you get delay for 1 more second because people are going to try to run away from the garden. They don't want to be within that radius for an additional second. However, you've made it even shorter when it was already pretty short. So yeah, you've made it so that it's less easy to use it to initiate, but you've made this initiator sentinel hybrid, but alright, whatever. But not only that, you're going to be covering a lot less angles where now your ult is going to do nothing. Back to the days of Killjoy ult having pockets that just doesn't matter. Because you're either not going to dig people out, they're going to be completely unaffected, or they just didn't have to worry about it at all. So, yeah, Steel Garden, don't need to take the radius away if you're going to make the windup take longer too. I don't get it. If anything, you could have been like, hey, they're disarmed for less time. That feels more fair than what we've done here. Cypher, oh Cypher. As you can see, we're spending a lot of time on the Sentinels because I don't know what the fuck they touched the Sentinels for. Cypher, yeah, I've run through the trips now too. I'm just running through shit. No bullshit. I'm just swinging shit. It's because nothing matters. Nothing matters. Cypher's entire kit kind of doesn't matter. I'm just running through it. Don't give a fuck. Uh, that's all I really gotta say. Unfuck Cypher. Unfuck Cypher. The cooldown on the camera, yeah, fine. I guess whatever. You should be rewarded for finding the sneaky cams, but making it so that all the sneaky cams are just clued in. You're just like, hey, you might want to look over there. Again, that's the identity of the character. Make the identity of the character stay the same. I don't think that you need to do this. The trap wires, I don't know why it no longer concusses and tethers. Slow and reveal after whatever. Hell, if I can shoot the trips before they go off, these kids on Adderall can too. So like, I don't know what we're doing here. And Killjoy, when I first was reading everything, I'm like, oh, they want Killjoy to be back in action. They're going to make Killjoy like comparable now because everybody else is going to be nerfed. So you bring back Killjoy. Then I read this and I'm like, why would you do that? Because what happens is you put your turret, right? It gets the information that somebody's there. They break the turret. When have you ever redeployed Killjoy turret on a retake or repositioned Killjoy turret, and maybe not even a retake, that it actually mattered and you had it back in time? So to put that on a minute cooldown, absurd. Absolutely absurd. I don't care if the bullet tagging is now 50%. I'm not getting tagged by it. The only person getting tagged by it is people that just installed the game. Yeah, I got tagged by it, but then I shot it. Are you asking Killjoys to now just swing off their turret into 2 or 3 people with no flash or anything like that? Feels absurd. Oh no, this is a team play game, so of course you want somebody that once the turret goes off to flash. But again, this is a Riot game. People don't do that. Look at the world that we live in now. People don't do that. It's not going to happen. Look at pro player streams. Yeah, somebody might go, oh, that's so and so. Hey, respect. I'll throw one. Look at other one trick streams. Look at a one trick Killjoy stream. Hey, can you throw a flash once my turret goes off? No comms. Throws the flash down mid. Or they calm. Fuck you. I'm saving my flash for something else. That's the game that we're playing. Deadlock cooldown on GravNet. I mean, it is annoying. Sure. Sonic sensor. When it goes off, I guess. Whatever the fuck. Barrier mesh and Sage barrier. Yeah, bringing that down is fine. The maps, now I will give them credit. Pearl and Abyss do feel much better to play on. Like, I can actually stand in spots on Pearl now. That's pretty cool. I can actually play the game instead of just, oh, I have to run around here and then go back here. Like, there's actually spots to play on Pearl. That's cool. Abyss, I still haven't really noticed this change much. It's whatever. This is pretty neat. Uh, this is hit or miss. It's kind of okay. But I do really love this change. I can finally not just be in a shoebox hoping that nobody throws a nade right there. And yes, the site is pretty cool too. So, not to feel bad just to going, oh, all of this is shit, 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 and then get to the part that's like actually nice. But unfortunately, that's the map update. So I'm going to be playing on the maps a lot less frequently than I'll be playing with the select agents. That's just how it is. So nice is nice, but here's the other thing: Map pool updates. Pearl and Split are in. The competitive and deathmatch queues, Lotus and Ascent are out. So, I'll see Pearl more often in competitive. That's cool. Let's see how long I can stand this ranked situation. But there's that. Lotus and Ascent are out. Cool. Now, here's something that's actually pretty massive because it means that I've been getting kills more often. Basically, the yaw, the horizontal switch for most guns, for a fair portion of guns, not most, has been, is it for most? I mean, I guess the Odin and the Ares aren't here for most, so whatever. Alright, so for most, now, after shooting 2 bullets, you don't just turn into a stormtrooper. You actually might kill the person, and that's evident from the fact that I've actually been killing people. Unk, who hasn't touched M&K for a bit, can actually kill people, so that's pretty cool. Console only part of that game system updates. Player behavior update. This is another really good, massive one. You can instead use rank manipulation to report smurfing, win trading, and boosting. Thank goodness. Instead of just cheating, yeah, whatever. Um, I don't know why this hasn't been an option earlier, but we take it. But and again, it feels weird to just breeze through the good of the patch because people like me can now shoot these kids on Adderall. But hey, I how much can I really say besides yeah, I can shoot people now in the gunplay game. This is what you should have done. Should have made it so that the guns can actually kill each other and abilities that kill people were reduced. But instead, you nerfed all the utility that isn't a killing ability and touch the guns. So now it's just going to be guns on angles, and I'm going to be playing CS. And if I wanted to play CS, I'd go play CS. Don't know why the utility is the things that got touched instead of damaging abilities that can still be spammed. In fact, that's what probably would be best now. Just make a comp that has killing utility and guns and call it a day. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the patch 11.08 as a returning player. There's a lot of confusing shit out of it. I think that they just saw everything and said, yeah, we're going to change this, so we have to change this, but they didn't do it in the fact of cause and effect. They did it with cause. As in, well, since we're nerfing this initiator's cooldown, we have to nerf this initiator's cooldown because they do kind of the same thing compared to, wait, if we're nerfing the initiator cooldowns, that means we should buff how to get off and up. Oh no, but we're going to nerf how often you can get people off and up angle too, and stop the gunplay too. So instead, you go back to season one. Sorry, not season, year one, where people are going, how the fuck do I get an op off angles? And then you had to release agents to do that. So, on the plus side, Sky might see more play now. And Rain is going to continue to see play. Yep, that's where it is. So yeah, overall patch, I like that they released Veto. So yeah, if you liked the video, like it. Got a comment for me, comment. And until next time, peace out, my monstrosities.